Quiet, everyone. Quiet down. And that means you too, Noah. Class is starting. Welcome to one of the last days of this class. Everyone remaining has done an excellent job in this class, and I'm very proud to call you all my students. Please give yourself a nice round of applause and a pat on the back. You've earned it by getting this far in grad school. Now, if you have been paying attention to the syllabus, you will know that there are a few classes that aren't mandatory to attend this semester. Today is one of those days. So if you need time to study for other classes, then by all means do so. I won't stop you or mark you down for it. No one is going to take my offer? No wonder you're my favorite class this year. Since you'll have officially passed anatomy, the last few classes we have left together are going over more advanced stuff some of you may specialize in. So, please excuse me for a couple seconds while I get our volunteer for today.
Come on now. The class is waiting. Oh, come on now. There is nothing to fear. After all, we rehearsed most of this at home. Yes, there are people watching. So what? You're just wearing a medical robe instead. Come on. That's not even mentioning all the cosplaying you like to do. I mean, I can kind of understand why you dress up like that, but it still hurts my bank account all the same time. Anyways, these people are my students. I trust them, and you can too. So, you can do this for me? Just for me? Fine. Now come on. Alright, class. Settle back down. Today, we will be going over Neko anatomy. Now, would you kindly hop up off the table for me? Oh, come on now. There is nothing to fear. See? It's all nice and padded, so it shouldn't be cold or uncomfortable for you. You might even find it relaxing to lay on. Good, good. Now lay down on your back. Now, let me turn on the camera. Okay, class. Can everyone see the Neko clearly on the screens? Good. This is my beloved Neko. I met them a few years back and have been spoiling them ever since. Now, let's back. Now, let's get back to the anatomy, shall we? Let's start with the head and work our way down. But before we do that, let me grab my gloves and mask real quick to avoid any accidental infection to myself or to the volunteer. Like I said, We will start at the top and work our way down. So, the first difference between humans and Nekos are exactly their ears. As you can all hopefully see, they have cat ears. This means that they can hear higher and lower frequencies that we can. They can also rotate their cute ears much like cats as well. Looking further at their hairs class, you will see a lot of fats. These fats helps reduce ringing in their ears and not to suffer as much damage from high decibel sounds. Moreover, these ears are very sensitive to physical touch. That's why I'm gently playing with them, much like a mother cat to her kitten. This can be very relaxing to the Nekos. Yeah, you were totally yawning. Now, if we use my wire camera to look into one of their ears, you will see that they have fully developed ears with eardrums. Now, flip on one of your sides for me, please. Good, good, little Neko. Yeah, you totally like that, don't you? Yeah, once we are done, I can do this with you till you fall asleep, my good little kitten. But we need to finish the lesson before that happens. Now, class, places your bets. Do Nekos have one set of ears or two? Okay, class, let's see. Okay, if you place your bets on Nekos having one set of ears, you will be mostly correct. If you say they have two sets of ears, you will also be mostly correct. You see, when the divine emperor of Mars and technology created Neko's back on Earth, he created several different breeds of Nekos. These breeds can basically be boiled down to the percentage of cat that is, in fact, the Neko. Depending on that percentage of cat, they can have only a set of cat ears on top of their head, cat ears and a pair of vestigial ears on the sides of their head, or two sets of fully functional ears. If they have the two sets of ears, however, they do develop hearing problems. Yeah, they have hearing problems when they get older, in fact. Just like everyone. Now, class, let's see. If this Neko here has vestigial ears or two working sets. Now, let me gently guide the camera in. And voila! No eardrum. So this Neko has a set of vestigial ears. Okay. No need to applaud me. After all, it's our little assistant here that is doing all the work. Now to the eyes.
Roll over so you're back on your back for me, okay? Please. And look straight up while you're at it. Good, good. My good little Neko, right? By shining some light from my pen light here into their eyes, you should just about see that they reflect a bit of light back at you. That's because, unlike human eyes, this gives Nekos a little bit of night vision. This also means if you're in the woods late at night and you hear noises around you, and you flash your torch around and don't see eyes glowing back at you, that probably means it's a person and not a Neko or animal that made that noise. If I gently move their lip with my gloved hand, you will see that they have enlarged incisors. This is a trait shared with all Nekos because it's a dominant trait in their cat DNA, which overrides that part of the human DNA. Moving down further on their body, we get to their nails. Now, I don't know how many of you have been scratched by a human or a Neko before, but they basically feel the same as far as I can tell. Don't ask how I know what human nail scratches feels like. It's a long story, okay? So, there is... So, there is nothing too special about... There is nothing too special about their nails, only that they are slightly tougher than our nails. Hey, what are you jiggling about? Also, if you look closely, class, you can see that the tail extends out from what will be our tailbone into several new vertebrae. Nearly forgot. One thing I failed to mention yet is that they inherit their fur and hair color from their feline side. Last thing to note about their tails, besides from Nekos not having prehensile tails, is that they are very sensitive to touch. That's because lightly stroking and caressing their tail for a long period of time is very arousing for them. Okay, now that I have explained the bare basics of Neko anatomy, can we get a round of applause for my little assistant here?